Hi everyone, thank you for tuning into this video. My name's Rob Cheney, I'm the head golf professional at Pastana Auto Golf in the Algarve, and I'm also an AimPoint certified instructor. AimPoint over the last few years have really developed and expanded from being simply a green reading tool, and more recently they've developed a speed class. And today I'm going to show you and share with you some of the pieces from that class and how we can really help you to develop better distance control for your putting. I'm also going to be using for this demonstration a blast motion training aid, which is on the end of my putter grip there. It's just going to help you to understand the metrics at play here when we're improving speed control and the things that are really changing and the things that are really happening. And on the ground I've also got a chart or a sheet here that we can use to help develop our distance control as well. I'll go through all of that and a lot more throughout the next few minutes. So the AimPoint Speed Class is designed to help you understand the fundamentals that control speed and how to train those things. You'll learn how stroke length as well as stroke timing affects your ability to control speed and distance, and you'll also learn how uphill and downhill putts can be adjusted for. In this video I'm just going to explain the real base line putts, the beginning of understanding how to control speed through having a stroke length that's appropriate for a certain distance and then fitting a particular timing to that. As I said before, we're going to use the blast motion gadget, which is measuring the speed of my putting stroke, and most specifically when we talk about the speed that this is measuring today, it's measuring from the end of the backswing to impact, and that's called forward stroke time. So the time it takes for the putter to get from where it stops in the backswing to make contact with the ball. And that forward stroke time is really what we're going to talk about today. So on the ground here I have the AimPoint Speed Strip, and this is going to allow me to develop my skills in terms of training stroke length and at the same time forward stroke timing. I'm going to try and explain that to you now, and then I'll show you the exercise. So we have on the ground here we have three different colours: green, blue and red, and the green there is represented by the word fast, and the blue is medium and the red is slow. And those words are really describing the necessary forward stroke timings, because as the backswing lengths here change, the forward stroke timings are going to have to be different for the set distances that we're hitting each of these putts. So out there on the putting green in front of me, I have three targets. They are set distances. I've got 10 feet, 20 feet and 30 feet. 3 meters, 6 meters, 9 meters. And what I'm going to attempt to do is to use the mat here to change my stroke length. So for example, if I wanted to hit the ball to the first target, which is 10 feet, I would move the putter back to the first green line here, move it forward and hit the ball. The ball's going to be on the front of the mat here. I would move my putter back to the first marker, hit the ball and make it go to the first target, and in order to do that I'd have to have a very specific forward stroke time. And then I would also try that same exercise moving the putter back to the blue line. Now because the putter's travelled further back, the forward stroke time is going to have to be slower, otherwise the ball's going to go past the 10-foot mark. And then finally, same exercise back to the red marker, which will require the slowest forward stroke time to make the ball travel the 10 feet or 3 meters that I need it to. So what we're doing here is we're changing stroke length and we're changing stroke timing to find a balance and a pattern that's preferable for each player. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is hit some putts, going through that exercise of using the fast stroke, the medium stroke and the slower stroke for all three different distances, or three different preset distances here. And as I do that, I've got the blast motion sensor switched on and attached to a device here that's going to call out the forward stroke time. So as I hit these putts, you're going to hear how fast the putter head is moving on the forward stroke. And for the fast the first 3 putts I'm going to hit, I'm going to use that green template, use the faster stroke. The second 3 putts I hit, I'm going to use the blue template, so the medium stroke. And the last time round, the last 3 putts I hit, I'm going to use the slower red template. And what hopefully you'll notice is that the forward stroke timings for each of those sets of putts is very, very similar, if not identical. And that's just going to show you how forward stroke timing can be used to affect the distance you hit the putts. Okay, I cheated slightly. I hit 2 to the short target in the beginning, forgetting where I was for a second. But what was interesting there is that's 4 putts, no second take, nothing, using the fast template where I've hit 0.30 as a forward stroke time for all the different distances. So my forward stroke time there was 0.30 for every putt, even though the distance of the putt progressively got longer and longer. I think that's really interesting, and this exercise and this class has helped so many players to find where they're comfortable with their own stroke length and timing. What I'm going to do now is do the same now for the blue and the red, so sort of just lengthen the stroke, and what should happen is the forward stroke timing that you're hearing from the speaker should actually get slower, because in order for the ball not to go too far, I'm going to have to slow down the forward stroke a little bit. So that was the medium length of stroke, and it got 2 0.35s, then a 0.41, which is very slow, but the putt actually ended up coming up short of the target. It didn't reach. So the forward stroke was so slow that I didn't hit the ball with enough force. And then I had another go, and the last one was 0.37. So really that's 0.2, lots of 0.35, and 1.37. Once again, incredibly tight numbers of forward stroke timing, considering how the distance of the putt is changing so much. So just another example there of how the forward stroke time remains very consistent across that middle length of backstroke, that medium distance of backstroke. Let's do the same with the final one, the slowest and the longest backstroke. Okay, I hit 5 putts that time, and again, the forward stroke timing, the number started to get bigger. 0.40 was more or less where it should have been. I had a 0.43 in there, which was too slow, so I had another go. Worth mentioning, I think, in the end, for me, this is my preferred end of the spectrum. I'm a much better putter when I have a longer stroke and a slower forward stroke. I am incredibly uncomfortable in the fast set of backstrokes here that this is asking me to try. Stroke feels very short, very jabby, almost a bit yippy at times. And I've had the same experience when I've helped players through this, that they'll find a way of moving the putter and a distance and a time of moving the putter that is incredibly helpful for them. Plus you can practice in using these strips, so you can really develop your ability to recreate this feel, this length of stroke, and match it to the preferred forward stroke time. If you're looking to develop your putting skills, whether it be green reading or stroke distance and controlling the putt distance, I encourage you to seek out an AimPoint instructor local to you, and the best place to find them would be on the website www.aimpointgolf.com. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope it was somewhat insightful and informative. It's given you something to consider and think about next time you're practicing. As I say, do try and check out the AimPoint website, aimpointgolf.com, for your local AimPoint instructor. And the Blast Motion training aid is one of the best putter training aids I've come across in a long time at a very affordable price. So well done to the Blast team for what they've done there. I would say that they discuss in their training module a lot about how the forward stroke time should always be 0.30 of a second. I'm afraid I'm going to have to disagree with that in my findings. I think I've seen too many good putters with faster and slower stroke timings than that. So don't set yourself to a conforming absolute must be a certain number, but I think you will find that when you practice like this, you'll find a place where you're most comfortable, and that's a good place to be. Thanks for watching. Comment, post your likes down below. I'm happy to answer where I can, and I look forward to seeing you all again soon.